Error. Error. Error.
So do you have the team speak up? There you go. Yeah.
Hey, you're streaming, right, Wing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stream
you
is
can't-
currently on, actually.
Oh,
Can't
okay.
stream anymore, Zed?
Full stream.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to.
Oh, you don't want to?
No. I got important stuff to do, like watch my team play.
No. I mean, if you're streaming, you watch your team play.
No.
Oh shit.
User left your channel. Buddy left your channel.
Wait, what happened to... Right, oh. Wang's setting up, that's right.
Oh, hello.
We are live. I don't think Wang has it muted. Yet.
We are live.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome back, folks, to Week 5 of the Swain Batty League. And we're going to jump into Game 3 tonight. It's going to be Sharkbait HooHa versus Gorilla Radio. And I am joined by Thrifty Senpai. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Another good old week of the Batty League.
Yeah, I love Tuesdays.
Oh, best day of the week for League of Legends.
Yes, that is true. So we got Sharkbait sitting at 3-1 on the season, and Gorilla Radio 1-3. So another sort of reciprocal matchup, just like last game.
Yeah, every single one this week, people were split like that.
Oh yeah,
We had the
that
4-0
was a
versus
very
0-4.
interesting week. You're right.
Yeah.
And we're jumping into bans here, and Trindamere is going to be the first ban for Sharkbait, and that would make sense, folks, because if you look at Gorilla Radio, they got the one, the only, the Death God, in for top
Microphone
lane.
muted.
Pretty sure Death God Nero has drawn more Tryndamere bans than everyone else in the Baddie League combined.
I'm pretty sure he has drawn more Tryndamere bans than anyone else in this world.
I could see it.
As far as streamed games go on Twitch, this guy is the biggest Tryndamere player.
Oh, definitely. People used to doubt it, and then they saw the solo queue carry powers were real.
Yeah, no, I was in the game too when that happened. You just you can't even talk to him before he's taken out 2 inhibs. And you're like, oh, okay, that's been a good game.
And we already blew through ban phase, actually. We got the Lulu, Siobhan, and Thresh coming from Gorilla Radio. Ari and Xin Zhao coming from Sharkbait, HooHa. Pretty standard bans across the board. We haven't really seen Failed Destiny play anything much besides Thresh's support, so...
Yeah, I think that's a good ban because he's been pretty impactful, especially last week. And actually, the week prior, he was very impactful on that.
Mm-hmm.
And Shyvana ban coming out, Dubjum's played that at least twice this season and has done very well on it. Just one of those very strong junglers that Purple Side usually has to ban. And the Lulu ban. The Madam Stripes that Lulu main.
Looks like he locks in the first pick, Evelyn. That's been a contested pick among a couple of teams.
Yeah, last game it was first pick as well.
And yeah, immediate retort with the Lucian Elise. Elise very strong ever since the recent buffs this last patch.
Oh yeah, and second time we're gonna see Elise. I think Wang played it earlier this season. Very strong pick. I mean, she has like at least a 53% win rate in solo queue.
Yeah, she's been performing very well. And the Lucian pick, I mean, we all know that AJS0 is a big fan of the Lucian, but picking up that early could be interesting.
Yeah. I was skeptical at first last week because for a while there he was just sort of thrown out of the meta, nicknamed Lucian. He has a very bad win rate, but I think I know where he was coming from because he's been being picked in competitive play now as of late.
Yeah, I mean, he still has a very strong laning phase, and he is a very mobile AD carry.
Yeah, and that allows Swift to sort of assert his dominance down there in that bot lane, but he's going to be going up against a Hibs and Failed Destiny bot lane of Caitlyn Braum, a very strong lane for themselves.
It looks like we have the Death God on Wukong and Nautilus to round out that bot lane. I really like the Nautilus pick against the Braum. I'm sure you actually have a lot more to say about that, being a experienced Nautilus player.
Yeah, no, Nautilus doesn't really have any bad matchups in the bottom lane. He only has slightly worse ones, but yeah, that's a pretty good lane. Lucian and Nautilus can make some big things happen as long as they time. If they wait for the cooldown for the shield out of Braum, yeah, you can make some pretty big things happen down there. But Braum and Caitlyn, if Cruise Master misses a hook, it's a big opportunity for them to come back as well. So basically, they're just waiting out for those big cooldowns in the bottom lane.
Yeah, it's a very opportunity-based bot lane matchup.
In Vivaret locking in Kassadin. That's what I like to see. A Manashai with the Gnar for him in that top lane. Kassadin you don't see too often nowadays. Usually he's a counter pick to some things. Is he an Azir counter pick? Or...
He's a very popular Azir counter pick.
Yeah.
I don't really like picking him blind, but I think he's playing off the fact that he, showed a very small limited champion pool this season. And he's not too worried about anything that he has shown. But with the Kassadin Nurse on his alt range, he has some really bad matchups that can be really, really rough for him if the people play some of those niche champions, like some of the AD mids, like Jarvan or Ezreal.
Yeah, and Aros, he was always a big LeBlanc player. Also plays Ahri, so pretty bursty assassin types in the mid. How does Kassadin do against those?
I can't say too much with the nerf on the step. It's been a while for the Ahri matchup, but I do know that he handles LeBlanc very well. It's always been a fairly good matchup for Kassadin.
And Aros will lock in Victor for the last pick overall. Oh, also something to note, we got Thermidor sitting out this week because we have Aros, who is now back because he didn't play last week. So he's in the mid lane, and Thor74 from the top lane will move down and pick up the jungle duties. But you have a full force Sharkbait coming off at least a 2-game win streak.
Yeah, no. And I actually just took a bit of a peek into Viveret's recent games. He's been playing Kassadin non-stop. I'm surprised that actually someone did notice that and mention it out. He had 5 games yesterday. He had 7 games yesterday on Kassadin, and he had 4 the day before. He's got and then he has multiple peppered out there the last couple of days. He's put a lot of time into that champion, so I'm really surprised that I actually managed to slip through the picks and bans, because it's one thing to spam a champion 2 or 3 times, but when you've put over double digits as a champion in less than 2 days, shows you're pretty serious about it.
Yeah. And it's so weird because, like we've been saying, he's always sort of considered a counter pick, but Viveret playing very confidently and picking him blindly. He is, he is a rookie this season, but he is a very high-ranking rookie. He's a diamond, I believe, right?
Yep, he is the 3rd highest ranked person in the Battle League.
So I mean, he's just coming in with a lot of confidence, thinking he can show his force in the mid lane. Both of these comps seem pretty even on paper. I don't see any bad picks per se. There's a lot of team fight out of Guerrilla Radio, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of blue team is a lot more of a skirmish and pick team. They don't want real 5 people smash into each other, but they really like the longer team fights that'll go on, and the team fights are over 15 to 20 seconds, and see how those go.
Yeah, they have have tremendous chase. You have Kassadin with Riftwalk, and then just Braum Q. His passive alone does so well in small skirmishes, especially when you're trying to pick out one person, because once you proc the stun, they're pretty much dead.
Yeah. Oh.
Dub jump on the Evelyn though. It's gonna be interesting to see how he plays this.
Yeah. I wonder if he's gonna go for the tank Evelyn or the full AP.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of solo queue Evelyns go for the full AP, but usually they're getting ahead. Usually they're pretty, because Eve started coming back into the meta after those Runeglaive changes.
Yeah.
People they still have to get used to it again, and I've seen a lot of Eves just sort of destroy people.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen as far as I've seen, almost everyone's going full AP. There's a few people who will still play or tank occasionally in the jungle, but the vast majority of people I've seen, especially on the professional level, even in solo queue, are just building areas basically straight damage. I mean, they'll pick some of the tankier items. Sometimes they'll get Abyssal or Rylai's in part of their build, but they're looking at 5-6 item AP builds.
Yeah. And once again, no Devourer junglers, which is a nice change of pace. Most every week this in the SBL, we've seen at least one Devourer jungler in the game, and they just take it over. Once they get the Zeta Devourer, it seems like that team has such a huge advantage. Shyvana has been a very contested pick so far this season. But now you have 2 junglers that they thrive on early game pressure. Both of these junglers have to make an impact for their teams.
Yeah, I mean, we can see it. I think that's just the nature of the Battle League. Also, that just so many the Devourer junglers. A lot of these games have been going very late, and so it's where you see the Devourer junglers able to take over just because they have such a large impact at that mid to late, as opposed to their early game counterparts.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll be good to see, though. It's nice to see a very balanced. There's 2 different types of teams, but balanced in team fights. So a lot of it will come down to execution and how everyone plays. Obviously, the favorites going into this are Sharkbait coming in at 3-1, as opposed to the 1-3. But
Yeah, but Guerrilla Radio, they're off a winning week. They won last week against WCF, so confidence might be high here. A slight lineup change, and their team has changed quite often. It's seemingly every week they're changing up the lineup.
Yeah. I mean,
But
that's something you can afford to do with this longer extended stage, and you can play around with your lineup and figure out what works for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing to note is Death God, he is definitely known for the split pushing style. Pretty much regardless of champion, he is always in the top lane, always in the side waves trying to push it out. If he gets ahead on Wukong is deceptively a very good split pusher. He can tear down towers by himself, and then he can team fight, or he can teleport in for a very good team fight as well.
There we go. There's our hashtag pause. But yeah, no, going back, I'm just going to bring it back to the Wukong, because I definitely like that point. A lot of people don't think of Wukong as a very powerful split pusher, because he doesn't have a large amount of wave clear, but the big thing is that he actually, I mean, he has ways to get out with his clone, Lazim de Juke, but the other big thing is he actually has armor reduction, and his armor reduction on his Q can apply to turrets.
Yeah.
And so that allows him to do a very large amount of damage to turrets very quickly.
Alright, quick mouse setting change for our resident Counter-Strike Pro Aros, and we're back into the game. 5 members
Apparently,
grouped up for Sharkbait here. Maybe looking for an invade. Like I said, Braum Q really means a lot here in the early game invade. Oh, Boomerang's gonna hit him on the return.
I can't believe that actually didn't hit him on the way out. That was so close.
Yeah.
Like that had to be mere pixels away.
Yeah.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
No, I think that's actually good for Aros. If they didn't see him, then they still would have charged in, and no
Yeah.
one was near Aros. So, probably would have had a flash blown there. And it looks like both teams playing pretty defensive once again, 3rd game in a row this week. Teams really just sort of not relying on any cheese invades. They just want to go to their lane phase and win the game the right way.
A summoner has disconnected.
Well,
Oh, there's the DC, and there's gonna
Yep.
be another pause.
oh, thank
Oh.
God. It gave me something to talk about because
Yeah, no, I kind of spaced out there real fast. But
I mean, we could talk about
I mean,
we talked about pretty much all the matchups. I guess we
Yeah.
could talk about the top lane matchup, Gnar versus Wukong in that early laning phase. I feel like that's pretty even still. I feel like all of these lanes can go pretty much even. I think it's going to come to the junglers here, because both of these junglers have miraculous level 3 ganks.
yeah, no, that's gonna be a very large component of how this game is dictated. I feel like I'm not 100% sure on the top lane matchup. That could go. I have no clue whatsoever. And mid, I imagine mid will probably be even overall. Victor normally has a bit of trouble against some of the more mobile assassins, but I think that he'll be able to bully them, and ideally you can bully them enough early pre-6 that you can have a decent advantage with Kassadin, and because the Rift Walk is so short, it's not a huge gap closer with instantaneous burst.
Yeah. Alright, and we are back in. We got the Death God back into the game. Both junglers starting on the bot side of the map like usual.
Yeah, we see that auto attack ras coming down mid. That's about what I expected.
Oh my god. Swift just laying down the pain with the Lucian passive.
That is a massive trade early on. That's half of his health.
Yeah,
Um,
Hibbs not chugging the health pot yet.
yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't just to be afraid of like the level 2 all in. But I guess he has the wave going in his favor, so he's not too worried about it.
Yep. Yeah, and they're actually gonna hit level 2 first here.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be for too long though. Braum, Caitlyn, I don't think they have really that level 2 cheese all in.
No. Most lanes with Caitlyn don't really have much of a level 2 all in.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Caitlyn's never the champ to get the level 2 kill, but she's the champ to get like the level 6 kill. They're just like basically just not. Actually, Caitlyn's the champ to not get the kill, just to push you out of lane and force you back, and then she'll just get the CS lead in your tower.
Yeah, the vast majority of kills on Caitlyn have to come from like people either overstaying or jungler ganks, or your support making a very, very clean play. You don't really have any way to engage on them. You don't have any like surprising burst early on. I mean, you scale very well with auto attacks, but mainly you just rely on that very long auto attack range to just lay down the harass.
Mm-hmm. Both junglers on the top side, top quadrant of the map.
Yep. Evelyn's clearing through a bit faster than Elise, but Elise is taking a bit less damage. So while maybe we'll see Elise be able to pull off a gank before Evelyn does. We'll see.
It looks like both junglers just rounding down back to get more jungle camps.
It just looks like they're focusing on their farm game.
Yep, Thor 74 probably gonna pick up the Scuttle Crab here in the bot side.
Yeah, it's quite possible we see them take the Scuttle Crab and then try to make a move to the bot lane, but that ward will probably spot them, so they'll be able to just back off just fine. Evelyn's gonna go and base to get her first buy. Well, now we'll actually start to see the ganks coming in. Oh, never mind.
Oh, Death God's laying quite a bit harassed down on Madam Stripe here, and Madam Stripe's gonna be zoned out of the wave for a little bit here. Thor 74, he's still sitting in that river bush there. Cocoon not gonna be long enough to reach the target. Dubdrum doing a little bit of counter ganking in the top lane, but Death God with the flash and the first blood actually. Matastripe did not see that one coming.
He had his flash up and everything. I don't think he just wasn't ready for it. I think the flash from Death God just caught him off guard.
Yeah, I think that was actually just a fantastic input buffer. I think Death God just like, queued up the auto and just flashed right on top of him. It was pretty instantaneous. Vivra and Aro's laying down a little bit of pain onto each other here. Trade going into Aro's favor. As expected in that matchup though, but Death God getting a kill early on. Cruise Master with the hook onto Hibbs. And Veiled Destiny getting the Braum passive onto both members. But Swift, he is staying alive. But yeah, Death God with the early kill, he's gonna go back to lane with a pickaxe. That's in a longsword. That's brilliant. That's tons of damage.
That is classic Death God.
That is classic Death God.
He
I mean,
gets the
I like
blood
that
and
though.
he
He's
just
gonna
wants more.
push his advantage here.
That's exactly what he's gonna try to shoot for, and that was really big because he made Strip have to blow the teleport right away. Because if he did, I mean, he was already losing quite a few minions into that tower, and if he would have lost more, he would just fall even farther behind on experience.
Yeah, and Dubdrum in the bottom lane. Exhaust goes down to the Cruise Master. Will he get out? Tilt over Peacemaker. It's not actually gonna be enough. He has the health pots ticking though, and Kibbs almost goes down, but Swift has to flash out with no support here. Thor 74, he is now in the wings. Dubdrum is pretty low. He is gonna go farm a camp here, and let's see if Swift can bait this one out.
I don't think Swift actually had to flash there. I think it was more of just a scared thing.
Yeah.
He saw that like both Veiled Destiny and Hibbs were there on top of him, and just immediately saw that he wanted out.
Yeah, I agree.
But,
Yeah, he might have been able to just play it cool and wait for the E to come back up and dash out.
Yeah, I think so. I think he didn't realize that the Evelyn had taken so much damage.
Oh man, and Vivrite, when he came back to lane with the Catalyst, goes all in on Aros and uses the Ignite, but it's not going to be enough. Both mid laners barely staying alive after some good trading early on. Still even in CS though across the board. Well, fairly. There's a
Yeah.
couple CS lead for Swift and Arrows.
We have about a 5 CS lead at most on most areas here, so pretty even as far as things go. Especially with like Death God has the larger wave, so Strip's actually not that far behind on farm. Caston's gonna get the shove. Ideally, some of these minions into wave, so we'll see.
Dub Jump getting really low on the red buff, but will smite and get that health back. Evelyn has a very scary early clear. Most Evelyn players, they run attack damage reds and then just all AP aside from your seals, which is just 9 armor, which isn't a lot, especially when you're running 21 in offense as well.
Yeah, that 9 armor does help a lot. It helps her have a considerably safer clear.
Pretty sure you couldn't even clear it if you didn't have 9 armor in the seals.
It definitely gets spoony at some points, be a little dangerous.
Yeah.
I was hoping they'd... See, that everyone's going up top. I'd like to see them try to, like, realize, have some presence of mind, make some pressing plays onto, like, the dragon, but I feel like they probably just have no idea.
Yeah, they haven't spotted her out, and they're not putting wards down on the camps to see, like, where she is doing the camps. They haven't really gone in and laid any deep wards down yet.
No. Oh, we might see her get a gank here.
Yeah,
Death God's in the
Dub
bush.
Jump is perfectly behind Death God. They know he's in that side bush there. Death God goes in on a Madam Stripe, and Viverhead also rotated from the mid lane here. They're trying to get the slowdown, but the Wukong ult, he's just gonna spin away.
Oh, that was just very unfortunate on how that all went.
Yeah, and they committed 3 resources up top. This has, yeah, and the pings go down.
Yeah, there we
Obvious
go.
Dragon Call.
Yeah, if they didn't get Dragon off that would have been a grave mistake. I mean, just the jungler up top is a very clear sign that, oh, we have the man advantage, but with the mid laner as well.
Yep, and a very easy Dragon going over to Gorilla Radio. Oh, Cocoon hits Fail Destiny here, but that shield blocking so much of that damage. Oh, Viverhead, he's getting some pretty good harass down on Aros. Alright, we're back to the laning phase. Still only 1 kill on the board. And surprisingly, Sharkbait has like a 300 gold lead. It doesn't really mean anything at this point though. But Viverhead, he walks back into the gravity field. Chaos Storm comes out. He's very low. The Chaos Storm is on his heels. Will it be enough? Oh, Laser comes out and just barely misses.
Oh. That was a very, very close thing, and that is the reason why I kind of thought that Victor would handle all right in this matchup. Because once the Caston went in, Blue is low, Victor, he's just right in Victor's face. And as anyone who's played against Victor realizes, that he has some obscene amounts of damage that he can just put out.
Yeah, especially, yeah, he has so much zoning potential too. Like with the gravity field, you have to respect it. It's a deceptively long stun early on if you stay inside of it. Man, so much trading going down in the bottom lane on both these ADC. Braum ult comes out. Oh, and Swift takes the Caitlyn ult to the face. And him's gonna pick up an easy kill. And he has a 20 CS lead already.
Yeah. Did he have the heal there for when he went down, or
yeah,
or
I
did it
think
come
he
up
did.
right afterwards?
I don't think he didn't want to waste it. He didn't think it was gonna kill him.
Oh, he got greedy with the Summoner spells, and he's paying for doubly so.
Yeah, Hibbs already has a
farm,
big CS lead. He's making it even bigger. It's gonna be 30 CS.
Yeah, I have to say, this is not the lane that I was expecting there to be large leads developed as far as gold goes.
No,
But,
I didn't think so either.
So that's all. He has the entire 1,000 gold lead between these two teams is on their AD carry. Everyone else is within a couple hundred. It's not too big, but yeah, he's got a huge lead.
We'll have to see if Sharkbait can try to take the individual lane leads they have and make something of it. Yeah, 20 CS lead from Adam Stripe 2 in the top lane now. Thor 74 making an appearance up there with the in lane gank. Death God goes in, he stealths in, gets the ultimate, Thor 74. Oh, and the flash comes out of Madam Stripe to avoid the cocoon though. Double Jump here is in mid lane for the gank on the mid, and Vivrat will pick up that kill. So ganks across the board, and Double Jump's gonna be the one that's successful at the end of the day.
Yep. And we're starting to slowly see leads building up for Sharkbait as a team. It's kind of funny. Besides the bot lane, each lane, one of them has a kill, the other one's up on farm, kind of keeping those gold mounts balanced out.
Yeah, and ooh, Prom Q hits onto Nautilus. One more hit, and it will stun him though. Good Nautilus hook to get him back into the safety of the tower. And the lead is something, but like we said in Champ Select, Guerrilla Radio has a very good team fight composition. I think it just takes one good dragon fight to sort of flip this game on its head. Not if Swift keeps taking all that harass. Oh man, it's a 40 CS lead now.
Yeah, no, it's
For Hibs.
Growing greatly, and they're gonna put a lot of damage on this tower here. They might get it even within the next wave, unless we see some kind of attention passed down here.
Oh man, Kalinol is just chunking Swift so hard, and he
Yep,
really can't do anything right now with the threat of Eve being anywhere.
Yeah, no, that ult was completely just, we want this tower now, we want to open the map up, and that's what they wanted to do. They pushed him off the tower, lack of wave clear.
Dragon coming up in a little over a minute. Dubjump was taking a peek in that blue side jungle. Yeah, so far Sharkbait definitely in the driver's seat. Both top laners have teleport here, so I really think this first dragon is going to be contested by both these teams here. And
This is the second dragon, actually. Remember, after committing 3 rounds at top, Guerrilla Radio was able to pick up that first dragon there off a very nice call.
Yeah. Well, the first big even dragon fight is I have a feeling one of these teams is going to start it up when it spawns, and it's going to come down to the top laners to teleport in and see who makes a bigger impact in the team fight. Dubjump making a visit once again into the mid lane and doing so much damage. Double buffed Evelyn coming in and ravaging through his enemy.
They will have the mana advantage on Dragon. Victor comes up just shortly after, but he does have to walk there.
Yep.
We will see if they actually get to have a dragon fight or not. But if we do have a fight, I feel like deciding this fight will very much dictate the rest of this game for at least the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Death God going in on the Madam Stripe up top. Madam Stripe's far away from the Mega Gnar. Madam Stripe flashing in once again, and he's not able to replicate what he did earlier. And the dragon will go over to Sharkbait. First one of the game for them.
Oh, Death God's not back. That's a real shame to see. I would have liked to see him shove that next wave in, because he knew that Gnar had to go back, and he knew the rest of their team was on the dragon trying to clean that up. That he should have been able to push it in and get some damage on that tower. Try to open up the map for his team.
Yeah, and it's little things like that, because it would have denied a little more experience, probably.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the Q hits onto Aros, and he gets exploded. He was able to pick up that kill. Nothing Aros could do about that. Cruisemaster's getting very low, and Red Team, they just have to try to save as many lives as they can. The Sieves are coming in. That's back in onto the tower, has to use the heal, but Death God's gonna pick that one up. Good. He just walked in. He did not even teleport in there.
The big surprise. Never expect it when the top lane just roams without the TP. It's like when TF just manually ganks, when he just walks down from mid lane and ganks the lane. People just get so surprised by it. They're like, wait, he didn't ult.
Is that possible? Yeah.
They can do that?
Yeah, Death God, he went to the river, maybe try to get Scuttle, but he's gonna see Madam Stripe push that wave into the top lane, and Death God fighting without his teammates close by. 3 members are gonna go in on a Death God, and he doesn't have the ultimate here. Goosemaster trying to use that depth charge to disengage here. And now red team shows up. The cavalry is here for the reinforces. Well, 1 for 2 here. Looks like a mid tower push coming out of red team. Ooh, Flash Cocoon hits and the exhaust comes out. And they're going very deep for Iroh Hibbs right now. And they're going to get it. Bivret trying to do the damage onto the one who's trying to tank the tower. And he'll pick up the kill on Aros. Let's see if he can escape the clutches here. And he does. Good rift block juke.
That was pretty big for them though. They actually picked up a lot of kills there. The people that did die, for example, Aros, he's 0-4 now, so he's worth reduced amounts of gold. They did get the shutdown on Death Guy, which is awkward, but they did pick up more kills than them, so overall that's a pretty good trade for Guerrilla Radio, putting them in the right direction.
Yeah, and able to pick up their first tower of the game. Hopefully they can open up the map a little bit and get that bottom tower, maybe for the next dragon. But really, it puts some confidence back on the board for Guerrilla Radio. They know they can win these fights. Maybe not get caught out as much. They can definitely do this.
Yeah, no, that's something that's also very important. League is a very a momentum-based game as well. Besides just the gold, having a bit of confidence and everything, and just getting a couple kills can really just change it around. Besides more than just the gold.
Yeah. So, about a 2k gold lead for Sharkbait so far. Have a tower advantage. It's still pretty much anyone's game at this point. But you still have big CS leads on some individual laners here. Hibbs still with that 40 CS lead over Swift. And sort of a 20 CS gold lead for Madam Stripe. He's working on, it looks like the Spirit Visage? Wait a minute.
No, that's not the parts of the Spirit Visage. I'm kind of confused on what he's buying. What is the new item build out of?
Dead Man's Plate.
Yeah. What does that build out of?
I don't know.
I am not sure, but there isn't any other item that there's no other item I can think of that builds out of a Kindle Gem and a Giant's Belt.
Yeah. Black
Cleaver's
Cleaver's pickaxe Kindle Gem though, isn't it?
It's
or
Phage Kindle Gem. Yeah. Interesting. So,
okay.
I'm not exactly sure what was going on with that build order. Maybe he changed his mind halfway through an item. I'm not sure, but we have our questions answered now.
Yes.
The Kindle Gem was going into our Black Cleaver.
Yeah, and Black Cleaver is one of those damage items, one of those cores for Gnar players nowadays. Usually either go with the Black Cleaver or Frozen Mallet, or if you're really far ahead, why not both?
Yeah. So that's popular on people when they're very far ahead or they think they can use that to snowball an advantage. Not very common though. A lot of times you'll see players going one and then into straight tank.
Yeah, help boost that Mega Gnar form that is so deadly, so tanky. And the game slowed down a little bit. Each team trying to just manage waves, seeing if they can get any good rotations down. Both teams doing a good job of it though. Mid lane's still the focus, it looks like, for Sharkbait. Dragon in 30 seconds. Both teams will want to posture for this. Try to get the wards down. Yeah, so Deadman's is Chain Vest and Giant's Belt.
Alright.
So...
Thank you very much.
I haven't seen it, but no one in SBL for sure has that. I don't think they've built it yet. I haven't really seen it in pro play either. Well, I guess we haven't seen pros play on 5.15.
Yeah, no, that's true. I'm just not even sure how it is as an item yet. I mean, I've looked at it. I haven't bothered looking into it, but it's a lot of health and a little bit of armor.
Damage coming out from Aros onto Hibbs, but he went into 3 of them, and he's gonna feel the pain and get killed himself.
And it looks like that means the 3rd dragon's gonna go over to Sharkbait.
Yeah, and he is 0-5 right now on Victor. Not worth a lot of gold, but that also means he's not helping out his team a lot. especially when you're giving up objectives like that. Oh, so, well, we're talking about Madam Stripe's inventory. Let's talk about the Death God inventory, because it's always something to just be amazed by. Oh, and Dum he's in the back line. Forces Swift to flash out and uses heal as well, though. Cruisemaster's taking quite a bit of damage here. Caitlyn all comes in and barely doesn't kill Cruisemaster, but I totally missed it. Death God was able to pick up kill on Hibbs on the back.
That was something else. There were summoners blown everywhere, and for the longest time I thought no one was going to even die from it. But Death God making plays. Speaking of, look, he's got the parts to Ravenous Hydra and the Phage for a Black Cleaver, but or Trinity Force.
Oh yeah, Guerrilla Radio. They go in and get the kill into Failed Destiny, and Thor comes down from the repel and instantly flashes out. It's staying safe here. But Madam Stripe, he was trying to make a flank though. He's not Mega Gnar yet. And he will successfully disengage here. Some pretty low health bars for Guerrilla Radio. I don't know if they want to stick around. They're still pushing in. They don't have their side warded.
I think they can safely get the tower here.
Hook on to Vivaret. Good awareness out of Cruisemaster. And yeah, they're just chunking out the flankers, but Iro Hibbs is back on Caitlyn, so he's just going to clear the wave.
Oh, good fights though. Keeping this game nice and even on gold. It's keeping me on the edge of my seat. Was a little worried after the dragon controls going over, but Death God making his presence known, involved in 6 of the 7 kills of this game.
Yeah, and just, I mean, he's doing it too with that item build. I mean, that's great. That's great for him. Okay, so what were you saying? Like, it's okay. Some players like to just keep the Tiamat, right?
Yeah.
But then Wukong, what does he want? Like, he wants Black Cleaver or like a 80 damage item. Maybe Triforce.
Maybe Triforce is what I was thinking. I mean, the big thing is the Tiamat is obviously the core thing here because, as we all know, Death God split pushes, and in order to give Wukong a actual reasonable amount of split pushes, the Tiamat lets that happen. But I'm not sure if maybe he picked up he might have gone to the Tiamat and then gone into the Phage, because the Phage just gives him a bit of tankiness, gives him a bit more sticking power with the move speed. And then maybe after putting the Phage, he's decided that getting either the Trinity Force or Black Cleaver wasn't enough, and he wants to go into the Hydra just to get that sustain and burst.
Oh, Death God, he backs inside the red camp buff, and he has to try to clone out, but I don't think that's going to be enough, though. Vivaret's on the back. Another kill for Dubdrum, 3-1-1 on Evelyn. Yeah, and like we said, he's going Runeglaive. It looks like into a Rylai's. And he has Boots of Mobility, which is nice to see. It's kind of a Season 3 jungle throwback.
Yeah, it's still actually really good. People just, I mean, ever since the nerf to it, like, people were still building it, and then the season ended, and people just kind of all of a sudden are like, oh, I don't know if we want to build this anymore, and you can occasionally. It's just not the staple that it used to be.
Yeah. Man, but he's really made his presence known. It seems like he's been in every lane in the laning phase, and he's always there to catch up people like that when Death God recalls with low health.
Yeah.
Another tower going down for Sharkbait. They have 3 towers now, making their presence known. They're in the blue side here. They didn't spot out that pink ward from Guerrilla Radio, and they're trying to take down this tier 2 here. Good blue trinket use out of Swift, able to see the enemy team in there. And Aro's chunked out once again. And he's their main form of wave clear. He needs to be alive when this wave hits the tower.
Yeah, no, that's a, Swift is able to, AJS0 is able to provide just a little bit of wave clear when there's either not high pressure, because you can use the I cannot remember the name of his Q, Lucian Q, or bring in the auto attacks to push the wave off. But if there's a high pressure, his only real way to clear it wave fast is using his ulti. So they really need Aros there.
Yeah, and Madam Stripe, he's in Mega Gnar, gonna take a couple tower shots, but he's back into Mini Gnar, so this is the opportunity for Guerrilla Radio if they wanted to fight. Glacial Fissure comes out to try to disengage. Cruisemaster gets pretty low, and Madam Stripe's gonna pick that up on the retreat with a boomerang. 1 for 1 though, both supports are down. Yep, so at the end of the day, nothing of value was truly lost. Death God will have to use his teleport to clear the wave top. Oh, Thor, he's trying to get the pink, but gets a little too ambitious here, and he will go down. There were still members of Sharkbait in this blue side jungle. They stuck around for a while.
Yeah, looks like it worked out for them. I'm not sure if that was their goal in mind or what, but they made it work for them, so.
Yeah, now they're really just preying on the enemy team coming into their own jungle. They have that pink ward down. They have tons of wards down on this blue side, though, so it's pretty much all of theirs to take. And they're just going to probably keep managing the side wave down here and try to get that tier 2 bot. And of course, get a dragon for free here. There's nothing really Guerrilla Radio can do.
Third dragon will be very big, the 5% move speed. It lets them rotate, work the map faster. And also, coming up from the chat, our previous theory on the Death God build path was actually incorrect. He apparently had both pieces of the Hydra since he was level 7, and then went on to build everything else, and then come back and complete the Hydra.
Okay.
We're not sure, I have no clue why that happened, but we will make sure to have top men try to figure out the build path of the Death God.
And now he still has FH. Now he's got the Giant's Belt. Could it be a Frozen Mallet? Could it be another tank item with Giant's Belt? Who knows?
Frozen Mouth doesn't build on Phage anymore, actually.
What? Oh, you're right. It's Pickaxe and Giant's Belt?
Yep, that's correct.
Oh, man, dude.
Yeah,
Tells you
dude.
how much I build Frozen Mallet.
I mean, honestly, unless there's very few people that use it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, pretty much Gnar is the only one who builds it, like, pretty much all the time. If any. Maybe Olaf, now that he's coming back. But regardless of people who buy Frozen Mallet, Sharkbait still in the lead here. It's still only 2k. Haven't really seen a bigger gold lead so far this game for either team. And Cruisemaster with a max range hook onto Madam Stripe. He's still mini, but he's over halfway into Mega. I don't know if they wanted this fight though. Chaos Storm zones out him. Autos with the flash to secure the kill, and Madam Stripe's gonna Hulk out any moment now. Death God doing his best to try to zone away from his team.
That was very nice. They saw that people were splitting up, and Cruisemaster came in with a really nice hook just to make the play there.
And I guess we had our top men investigate, and the answer is it is Death God. That is the answer to these perplexing builds.
All right. Glad to know.
5 men strong here. Oh, Dum-Dum in the back. Gets a really good ultimate, but they instantly turn on him to take him out of the fight, though. Viveret uses the opportunity to pick up a sneaky kill and Rift walk out. And only Cruisemaster going down. But a very ambitious tower push on the inhibitor. Dum-Dum with a good flank, but a good read out of Guerrilla Radio.
Yeah, they're able to get some good sticking damage onto that mid one, and they took down the inner, so still good progress made.
Yep, evening up the towers. Yeah.
Yeah, and still at the end of all of this though, lo and behold, we're at 1.5k gold difference. The game is just both these teams just throwing punches, taking haymakers. At the end of the day though, we're still stuck with a very even game still for 31 minutes in.
Yeah. But I think what the real secret weapon for Sharkbait is here is the 406 Cassidon for Viveret. He's got the fully stacked Rod of Ages, Merlinomicon, and a needlessly large rod on top of it. I assume he's either gonna go Ludens or Death Gap here, just for more AP.
That could also build into Zonia's. Those are the three.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, Zonia's is pretty crucial too for diving.
Yeah. I would like to see either a Zonia's or a Death Cat coming out here. We'll see though. Technically, that is part of the recipe for a Rylai's, being the 2 of the 3 items, the other being the Giant's Belt. But I doubt we'll be seeing him pick that up.
Yep. Yeah, there it is. There's that Zonia's.
All right. Yeah, I like that a lot. Zonia's is very always been important on Cassidon, but it's even more so important now because of the fact your Rift Walk is so short. You can't just ult in and then ult out and get way out. a lot of times people can still chase you through one ult. A lot of times you need a second one to get completely out unless it's over a wall or something. And so the zonies just gives you a nice way to be safe while you wait for those cooldowns.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Rift walk in, pull the aggro, zonies it out, and that might already be enough for Saltshaker to or Sharkbait to win a good fight.
Yeah, they have a lot of damage that can be dropped up front for a very explosive start to a team fight.
And the fight begins though. Death God Nero with a really good Cyclone on top of 3 members of Sharkbait though. Madam Stripe's gonna answer back with a kill of his own though. Not everyone's there. Aros is still bottom lane in the river, and Madam Stripe with a good flank and good Gnarl to pick up 2 other members. A 1 for 3.
That fight started off really, really well, but there was 2 big problems. Swift was too far on the outside of the fight. HS0 was just over by Wraith. He was a little bit outside, so he couldn't start laying down damage at the beginning. And Aros, was he getting blue or something? He was all the way over by Dragon.
Yeah, and he's gonna get Vivarat doesn't care. Rift walks out of the tower damage. And yeah, this will surely be an inhibitor. First one of the game going over to Sharkbait.
Yep. Inhibitor, first time we've seen the game lead go more than 2k in either direction. We finally now have, I mean, while it's been very clear that Sharkbait's been in the driving seat this game, they now actually have a very clear lead to make up for it.
Madam Stripe is mega. Death God trying to lead the charge here, but doesn't see a clear engage. His ultimate is still down.
"30, I think you might be psychic."
What?
You know, look at that. You called the promo from Death God.
Oh my yeah. Totally.
You just Time Lord 30 here, seeing about 5 minutes into the future.
Oh man, what do you think of that? I just feel like he needed more tankiness.
I think he actually could have used an actual tank item, or if he wanted to actually build a offensive, like, you know, one of those bruiser damage items, he should have just completed the phase into the Black Cleaver.
Oh my god, Aros off the map. See you later.
Destroyed, disappeared instantly right there.
Yeah, it's in 608 on Vivarat's cast in here. He is so big right now. I don't think they have an answer for it either. I don't think. I mean, Nautilus Depth Charge does do well against champions that are very mobile. You know, the champions that use their abilities to dodge skill shots, because you can't dodge it. It follows you, but it doesn't matter. Vivarat will just riff walk away, take the Depth Charge, and then come back in.
Yeah, I mean, he was punished during his landing phase a little bit. I mean, you can still see that showing in the CS difference, but once this early mid-game came around and they started getting into these skirmishes and team fights, he's been in the right place at the right time for all of them, picking up kills and assists, and it's translating into a very nice amount of gold for him.
Yeah. Yeah, so 6k gold lead for Sharkbait. They have 4 dragons too, so they have 2 big win conditions on the board. They got Baron to push down probably another inhibitor if they get that, or the 5th dragon.
Yeah.
Guerrilla Radio has to keep their eyes open and look for either one.
So Dragon will be a little bit of the ways off because they just recently got that about a minute ago. So, but that is something to keep in mind.
Both top laners splitting the side waves here. Sharkbait's gonna meet up on this red side, trying to get vision control. Doing their pick game here. Dub Jump sitting in that bush though. Oh man, I would have loved to see a Cruise Master hook there, but he's playing it safe. He knew that the enemy team was right around the corner, and maybe he walks a little too far. Blue team's trying to get on the engage here, and 2 members quickly go down for Guerrilla Radio. Double kill for Iroh Hibso. And Elise will come down into another kill. Death God trying to answer something here. Cyclone's onto the support, but that's not going to be enough. 1 hit away from a stun, he will get away. Surely this looks like the game. But I don't want to time lord it too hard here. Guerrilla Radio still can come back. It's only an 8k gold lead, but that's just some pretty bad positioning.
I want to see Sharkbait pick up an objective off this. I mean, it's nice and all that they're clearing out the enemy jungle, but it looks like they're just going to recall. I mean, they have 3 people down. I would have liked to see them make a play for Baron right away. Or
Yeah.
at least get a little bit more damage onto that top tower.
Yeah, no, that's true. All their members were still pretty healthy. They could have just instantly, even after those first 2 kills, the elite kill
Yeah.
wasn't even super crucial, but with the jungler down, that's instantly ping Baron. It's right there. It's the local objective.
I'm saying, honestly, it's like the best objective for them right now besides winning the game. And
Yeah, and look at all the wards they have down this red side. I mean,
Yeah.
they would have seen them come.
I'll say, from miles away.
Yeah, but maybe they'll just make a move over to it now, try to bait it out a little longer. But
Yeah.
you still run the risk though of having to team fight and potentially losing it. Oh my God, Caitlyn ult! I knew that. I saw that channel. I'm like, oh man, there goes half of Aros' health, and he only has
Wow.
a death cap for his 1 major damage item. Oh, I guess he has the
Hex
perfect
core.
hex core. That's
That-
150 AP and 500 mana.
Yep. Even then, though, he's got 2 items compared to Cassidy has 3 big ticket items, and he has the larger portions of a death cap.
Oh man, Thor 74 with a sneaky repel out.
Red team's inhibitors respawning soon.
Oh man, I was so that almost looked like a really good pick for Sharkbait.
Oh, Death God backing outside the bush.
Yeah, still might be here. Death God getting pretty low here. Cyclone's on the 2 of them though. Teleport comes in from Madam Strife. Is he gonna be Mega Gnar soon? Half health, or half the rage bar is worked up. He's on a rampage. Aro's trying to flash, trying to get some kills at the backline, but Vivaret, he is unstoppable. 3 members dead for Guerrilla Radio so far. Dub jump goes down. Salty for dying there, but at the end of the day, I don't think he can be too upset. His team got an inhibitor off of it.
No, they have a nice wave bot. Looks like they might pick up Aros as well if he gets too greedy, putting himself out of position.
Yeah.
Taking a lot of damage.
Oh, God, and that Black Cleaver was doing the deeps to him.
Yeah, he got greedy there. He wanted to clear this wave off because he was afraid of the tower going down, but instead he just got himself caught and the tower going down.
Yep. 2 inhibitor kills. Very close together. Home guarded. Nautilus is here though. They're gonna try to pick up the kills. Hook onto Iroh Hibbs in the backline. Death God is on top of him. And it is enough to get the shutdown, but Madam Stripe, he hulks out Gnar ultimate into the wall for 2 members here. Guerrilla Radio might actually come out ahead on this. I didn't think they had the damage, but Phil Destiny has the flash. Glacial Fissure is dodged by Thor 74. Oh, and the shield movement speed's gonna get him away.
And Dub Jump's going behind here.
Oh man, this is the part where you don't chase anymore. Dub Jump with the chilling smite. it just keeps happening. I told you about the Malastairs. Oh man, that God is gonna go down as well. Oh man, this is just sort of a game now.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, after it's just become, ever since that lead happened, it's just become one just long extended brawl. Both teams just smashing each other's faces into each other, and overall with Sharkbait just coming out with a bit more blood.
Yeah, almost a 10k gold lead for Sharkbait. And Fifth Dragon is now live. Surely Guerrilla Radio, they cannot contest this, so I think the right call is, if you just really want to close this game out, no questions asked. You get Fifth Dragon, you get Baron, and then you just go win the game. Wait for your supers to come in. You don't even need to take the other inhibitor. Just win it. There's no way they could lose a fight.
I mean, they've already been winning fights very clearly, except for one. The numbers have not been in their favor. Now they're just coming up. They have that other win.
Yep, and the pings out into the Baron.
Yep.
No wards in the area for Guerrilla Radio, but they know. They just said I have to wait and watch here. Dub Jump's really low though. Maybe it's best if he recalls. And yeah,
No,
I mean they have the short recall. Just go back here,
Yep.
get the health. buy up your last items for the game-winning push.
And just they'll probably either have Strip doesn't have TP, so I imagine they're all just gonna stack up top lane and just try to end it there, or at the very least get a triple inhib. Caitlin's gonna go grab that red buff, and it looks like the rest of the team is moving up towards that top corner of the map. They might try to make a move here onto the mid lane though. Aros and Death God pushed up pretty far.
Yeah, just doing the best they can to regain any kind of control. And Tosham uses the. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Gosh,
And
destroyed
that's
him.
the full AP Evelyn we were talking about.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage. This Baron Wave's gonna make quick work of this tower. They have the mana advantage. I imagine
He's just walking in. I'm pretty sure that minion wave did more damage to him than the champions.
I believe this is gonna be the end of the game here.
Oh yeah, Madam Shipe with the flash. He's just gonna knock him out. Get out of here. Trying to get the tower, and Death God doing his damnedest. Cyclones on top. Cyclones away. And GDs are coming out here. So another close game early on, but just one big fight turns it around, and Sharkbait, once they get that big like 5k goal lead, they
just ran
took
with
it home.
it.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So I'm sure we both have, for the two people to pull up for the interview, very clearly, I'm sure you agree with me on this, it's the Kassadin.
Yes.
Do you think we should get a second one? I
think Hibbs.
I was thinking Hibbs. You
Yeah.
could make an argument for Strip having a really nice baseline score and overall, but I think Hibbs is definitely the one that I would want to have talked to as well.
Yeah.
All right, let's pull them up here if you can.
I don't know.
I don't
if
have
Wayne-
move powers. Hold on. I don't know if Wayne does either. I'll have someone move them for us.
User joined your channel.
There we go. Tree, can you move Vipret and Hibbs?
User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your
Thank you.
channel.
All right, and
Hello.
welcome, congratulations,
User left your
Vivaret
channel.
and Hibbs.
Thank you.
Yeah, so pretty clean win there after a big goal lead you took in the mid game. How do you guys feel going into the matchup today?
I was not worried. The second they didn't ban Kassadin, it was over.
Yeah, all of Vivaret's been playing
Here, I'll
recently
post
in
it in the
normals is
stream.
just straight Kassadin, and we've been practicing the Evelyn as well, or Dubdrub's been practicing the Evelyn. So they had to ban out the Lulu Shyvana because of the success in the past, but we were just practicing other things, so we were pretty confident.
Were you surprised when they didn't ban the Kassadin?
Oh, hell
'cause
yeah.
I was to say, because for a second we were confused because we saw the Kassadin, but we went over and we looked up Vivaret, and then all of a sudden we saw that he had like 10 games in the last 2 days.
Like, every single game, I've got 10 plus kills and 3 deaths. There's like 2 or 3 that I'm not.
Yeah, that was
I was saying,
a
Blaming.
beautiful casting play, only dying once that entire game.
I thought there was a minion between me and him, and I got stunned.
Excuses.
I was say, how about your guys' laning phase? So at the beginning of the game was the only time was when the game was fairly even. I mean, you guys had a little bit of a lead, but it was pretty consistent throughout. But Hibbs, you were solely the goal lead for your team at one point, where you had everywhere else was about even within a couple hundred, and you had a large goal lead off of a very large minion lead.
Well, so what happened was their bot lane kept like rotating to dragon and rotating. They like helped their mid with blue buff at one point, and all I did was like focus on not missing farm, and that got me like a 20 to 30 gold lead or 20 to 30 CS lead. And then shortly after, I think Swift misplayed and got killed in lane. Like we got a pretty easy kill. Like he ate a Q, and then the Nautilus didn't block his ult. my ult, so that just kind of got us going. And then the burst damage with Evelyn Cassidon built in with the constant DPS, like they like couldn't focus anyone unless they got a really good Wukong ult. They just like if they didn't have a good focus, we just deal so much more damage.
Very nice.
Yeah, you guys brought a lot of damage threats to the table. So now 2 pretty good wins back to back here. You guys are 4-1. How are you guys feeling about the future now that we're halfway through the season?
Halfway through the season, have a spot locked in at second place. Clear cut.
I'm not too worried. Just having fun playing with the team so far, though. We'll just probably end up practicing against the next team, because once we figure out who plays.
Yeah, the first place team looks really good right now, but we're not too worried about that because we play them next week, but we are just taking it week by week and trying to focus on expanding champion pools and just getting better as a team.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So you said you're not too worried about them. Are they still the team you're worried about the most? Or is there...
So there's a couple of different teams who could play good on any given day, like your team with Salvo, and then of course Splinter's team. But like I said, it's any given day. I think each one of those teams could beat each other. So next week we're just gonna hope for a good strategy and go into it looking to win, basically.
Yeah, we're all playing our roles pretty well so far. Cody's been controlling the jungle fairly well, and every other lane's been holding themselves out, and we're winning.
You guys looked very solid. Throughout the game, you slowly irked your way up to about a 1 to 2k gold lead and held that until just all of a sudden you won one team fight and just at like around the 30-minute mark, and that 1k gold lead just shot up to 5 and you just steamrolled it, and you guys looked really good.
Yeah, our team was more of a spiking mid lane. We had a fairly slow early, especially with Casson. Can't really do too much until he hits higher levels.
Yeah, definitely a ramping champion. I noticed you were down in the laning phase by a decent margin, but I'm sure you were only within 20 CS. You were probably pretty comfortable the entire time.
Yeah, Victor's just annoying to deal with.
You have a weaker lane, and Victor's one of the lane boys. Just so much damage.
Yeah. Very good win. So yeah, congrats guys.
Thanks.
And that wraps it up, folks, for week
User
5. We
left
are
your
now
channel.
halfway through the season. It's still
User
anyone's
left
ball
your
game here,
channel.
and teams will try to push through and try to get the best seeds for the playoffs.
Yep.
I believe it's only the top four teams that go to the gauntlet, right?
Correct. And based off of current records, just to give everyone a mid-season recap, Team Salt Shaker is the lead with 5-0. Sharkbait HooHa coming in second at 4-1. Thomas the Dank Engine rounding in third place at 3-2. Forces of Nature sneaking at the current last playoff spot at 2-3. Gorilla Radio coming in at 1-4, and WCF rounding out the standings at 0-5.
Yeah. So still another round robin to come in, and still anyone's season, but yeah,
No
that'll
one's
do it,
locked out of
folks.
playoffs, so.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, I'll do it, folks. Thanks for watching.